In the heart of the city, where dreams come alive, BWatts on the mic with that fire in his eyes. From the court to the field, every game, every fight, he's the voice of the struggle under stadium lights. He's seen the highs and the lows, the wins and the pain, every triumph and tear, every loss in the rain. But through it all, he stands tall, never backs down, with a heart full of love for this sports-loving town. Sports talk we watch, where the passion runs deep. Every story, every glory, every promise we keep. From the love of the game to the struggles we face, he's the voice of the people in this sacred space. Sports talk we watch, where the passion runs deep. Sports talk we watch, where the passion runs deep. Sports talk we watch, where the passion runs deep. There's a love in the air for the game and the grind, for the players who hustle, leaving it all behind. Through the sweat and the tears, the blood and the fight, BWatts tells the stories under the bright lights. In the silence of the night, when the crowd fades away, he's the echo of hope at the end of the day.
It's too much on my mind right now, baby, I don't need this. Lately I've been by myself right now, I cannot take no risk. Okay, looking at my jewelry, you may think that I'm a lick. Yeah, these people won't try me, cause they know I'm too legit, yeah.
What's going on, family? What's going on? What's going on this Thursday evening? You watching Sports Talk with BWatts. I'm your host, Bernard Watts. Only thing I ask that you do is hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed and hit that notification bell. It'll let you know whenever I go live or drop a video. And also, if you like to continue to support the broadcast, you Cash App, Super Chat, or just do it by joining the membership. Whatever you do will be highly appreciated. Tonight, we got a good show, I'm telling you, along with Greg said. We're going ready to talk about, hey, there's a battle. We getting ready to talk about that battle up there at the Cleveland Browns. See in that quarterback room with Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, Dylan Gabriel, and our dog Shador Sanders. But once again, at the halfway mark of the show, we're going to switch over and talk about Coach Prime Media Day and the Colorado football team going into 2025. All right. Only thing I ask that you do is continue to hit the like button if you don't mind. Whatever you do, we appreciate it. All right. All right. Hello, chat. How y'all doing? How y'all doing on this Thursday night? I see you, RD. Appreciate you for rocking with us tonight. Yeah, we really do. I see Jabbar in the building. Miss Billy Smith is in the building. What's going on, Miss Kimmy Nash Williams? How you doing? Tim Isaac, Val C, Miss Carolyn Shepard, how you feeling? Jay Jones, what's going on? DJ H, what's up? Sabrina Blankenship, how you feeling? Mac, what's up, Mac? Mac is in the building. Val Green, I see you. What's going on, Roger Johnson? J.A., what's going on? We missed you this morning. I missed you this morning, Mac. I didn't see you this morning. What's going on? How you doing? RH, what's going on? Doing all right? Appreciate y'all for rocking with us. Appreciate you. MSD 767. What's up? I love CT is in the building. Yeah. I hope she on the job tonight. All right. Let's get into this thing. As soon as Greg said it come up, we will get in it. But once again, let's hear it. Check this out. and pay close attention. Reverend Ness, what's going on? How you doing? Let's pay closer to this battle that's going on. It's a battle going on up there, y'all. Miami, what's up? Oh yeah, it's a battle finna get ready to go on up there in Cleveland in this quarterback room. It really is. You know why? Yeah, I'm trying to tell you right now. Shadur Sanders, my doctor, he focused. He focused and he want this thing. I know he won't. There's no way Shadur Sanders is putting in all that work and don't want this QB1. He ain't coming up there to be no bag up to Kenny Pickett or Joe Flacco. And I know he's not going to settle for Dylan Gabriel beat him out. Now, the question is, and I want y'all to go along with me, chat. I want to hear what y'all got to say. I don't ask this question just about every week when I come on. Will Shadur Sanders get a fair chance to be QB1 going into this training camp? Will he get a fair chance? He got to get a fair chance because Kevin Stefanski, his job is on the line. I don't care what nobody say. There's no way they're going to let Kevin Stefanski continue to go the route he's been going since he's been up there in Cleveland. I think this is fifth or the sixth. This is fifth or sixth year as the head coach. The question I want to know is, will they give him a fair shot? I want to know that. Will he get a fair shot at this QB1? That's all I want to know because Kevin Stefanski, even though he got the coach of the year in 2023, I understand all that and I get that. I ain't lost about that, but he ain't developing no franchise quarterback. Every year, if you go around and look at the Cleveland Browns history, they always drafting a quarterback. Always drafting a quarterback. They had Baker Mayfield, but they weren't satisfied with Baker Mayfield. They wanted Deshaun Watson, and we seen how that turned out. Okay, I got Greg up here. So, Greg, I want to know in this training camp coming up, will there be enough reps to go around to see do they have a franchise quarterback in Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, Dylan Gabriel, Shadur Sanders, or do you think they already don't picked out the two who they want to battle for this QB1 to give them the most reps of any of them? What you think?
I don't know. Depending on what answer you want to hear. I don't know. I think at the end of the day, they screwed either way. I mean, because they playing this game, all the way up to the edge of the season. Like they done drug this thing out through all these little mini camps, and here you go. So I don't know how it's going to benefit anybody. You got an echo here. I don't know how it's going to benefit anybody, whoever it is, because they split the reps across four people. You got an echo here or something. A delayed echo. Well, you muted it.
You there, Greg?
Yep. Can you hear?
Can you hear me?
Yep. I hear you fine. It got like a little echo or muffle to it, but I can hear you. What you doing on your phone?
For some reason, I can't hear Greg.
You doing on your phone? Hello? Yeah, my mic working.
You see it? You say you hear an echo?
I was hearing the echo. I mean, I'm not hearing as much now.
Okay. What about now?
It's all right now. No,
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I can't hear you. I wonder why I can't hear you. All right. But like I was saying, the chances for you really think let's sit back and look at this thing. You really think Shadur got a shot as big QB1 this year?
At some point, probably not the first game. I mean, you got to think about it. Well, I mean, who would it benefit at this point? Would it benefit him to be out there? Let's be real. You look at the fact that he hasn't got the reps in the first team, according to what we've seen. Well, what would it do for him to be out there compared to like you've seen with Cam Ward and Dart and all the other people? Well, how does it benefit him? I've been saying this for weeks. Many weeks at this point. There's no rush at this point. It doesn't benefit him to just get out there. It benefits him now for the other people to get out there and mess up.
Okay.
You let them get out there and mess up. That's what the benefit is.
So when you look at all the quarterbacks, which one got a legit chance of being that QB1? Other than Shador,
you're gonna be between them two old heads. That's there because you're gonna let them go out there and mess it up because that's what Cleveland want. At the end of the day, they'd rather them go out, and I think we all rather them go out there and mess it up.
Okay.
Well, let them go out there and mess it up because they ain't got the reps either. I mean, they got the reps, but it's like really, you playing this game like it's a 4-people competition and it's 2. You ain't benefiting them either because they all knew. It ain't like nobody coming back from last year and like, let me see who my backup gonna be. They all knew. So who is it benefiting not to get those reps? It's not benefiting nobody. So you better off letting them go out there and stink it up. And then at least it look like he can come in and be the hero versus him going out there and not being all the way prepared. And everybody like, yeah, see, told you one good. That's why he 5th round. I don't know. I don't think he was thinking up. I just think he don't have his just due, to be able to go out there and be fully ready. And why should he put it on his back if the team is not fully prepared? Let somebody else, have to go through that. You don't want him to have to go through that. But I think he still can perform. But it's a difference between being able to perform. It's a difference between being able to perform and being able to be at your best. You will want him at his best. So that's how I see it.
Yeah. I agree with Matt. What Matt just said, they could have got a O-line and Shador, but wasted on a 3rd round draft pick on that quarterback and Dylan Gabriel. I agree with him on that. I think that just was a waste right there to get 2 quarterbacks during that draft when they could have got an O-line or a D-line or a wide receiver.
Yeah, but that's what they've been doing. Because why you keep getting quarterbacks every year? So you ain't built nothing else. You haven't tried to build nothing else because you keep going to getting quarterbacks instead of having a quarterback that you build them with and you can build around him. You're not giving yourself a chance to build around anybody when you're doing the same thing every year. And you're talking about doing it next year as if the people who coming out next year better. Like, nobody even know who these people are. They was all out there last year because you said they was underclassmen. But how dare you say they ain't played no other games since last year? So who you say they better? They ain't played better than them last year. So who are you to assume they're going to play better than him this year? Nobody was checking for nobody this year except Cam, Shador, and a couple other folks. Even some other people snuck up in the draft nobody knew. So how do you say next year it's going to be such a great draft? Based off of what? Your hopes and dreams? Because none of these – Shador the only one that came into his senior year with the buzz from his junior year. Even you look at Cam came into this Heisman campaign. I know we've been tearing him up. He was good, but nobody was checking on him. It's not like everybody was like, ooh, Cam Ward is coming. Nobody knew who he was. Except, well off and, the people who follow. Shador came in with the buzz. So who got the buzz other than Art Man who played, 2 games? Cupcake games? 2, 3 cupcake games? And he got buzz off of his name, not his results. He ain't coming off a 3,000, 4,000 yard season with 30, 40 touchdowns. He ain't never did that. He got buzz off of what? But they want to talk about hype. What has he done? But play some cupcake games. If anything, they set him up to be Johnny Manziel or somebody like that. They set him up to be the hype because you give somebody all these accolades who haven't proven nothing. And if you go up there and stink it up, you're gonna have mud on your face, an egg or whatever. You know, they setting themselves up off of ego or just deflecting light off of Shador. Everything is about deflecting light off Shador. You use Cam on the front end and you use Manning on the back end. So you don't want nobody to talk about him on the front end. And you don't want nobody to talk about him back end. Then he gone. And it's like whatever you got to do to keep the light off Shador, that's what you're gonna do. That's how I see it. And maybe that's paranoia or whatever, but it's like it don't make no sense for a guy to come out like Shador. He played his first 2 years at Jackson State, and they wrote it off as, oh, you ain't played nobody.
Right.
Bet you can't do it at this level. I'm certain you can't do it at this level. They so certain to run their mouth. He came in the very first game and broke all their back off. His best game ever. As soon as he came out the gates. And they looking foolish. And then he kept going. And to the point his team was about to be 4-0. And they had to say, hey, man, hey, we can look real foolish. And then what we trying to set up ain't gonna work. Because I don't care what y'all say, the setup was in for 2 years. We talking about where he at now, like it just came up with this idea the day before or the week before the draft. I told y'all I've been listening to this content and I've been looking at, I'm like, how they gonna pull this crap off as the man putting up numbers? I heard them start putting out that he's not a leader. He's not a first round draft pick. Going into his senior year. As if this, they played the whole record thing, which they stole games from Colorado, but his numbers were good his junior year. So, it's almost like their hope and dream was to talk him out of performing his senior year. They held their breath to, hope that he failed. And they did every kind of mental attack they could on him that offseason. On his dad, on him, on the team, the whole rap thing, the whole...
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Didn't go to concert. The whole school was bullying people in the locker room. You were hearing all that crap. He's not nice. He's this. Oh, he's at the fashion show. I mean, everything was a straight TMZ garbage. The whole off season, it was one thing after another, as if they was hoping that little elementary crap was gonna make him do what Beck did. They were throwing Beck up. Beck. Nobody really talk about Beck. His whole junior year. All of a sudden, Bet was good, and you can't talk up what he can't cash up, what his behind can't put up, but he couldn't live up to the hype. And then next thing you know, Cam Ward emerges 4-5 games into the season.
I think about that 7-8 game when they I think we were talking about that game they should have lost, but he came back. That's when they started talking about Cam Ward. When we were texting each other.
They wanted to talk Cam Ward up. It was already set up for Miami to go to the win their conference. Because they should have lost the doggone Cal for sure. And they should have lost the Virginia Tech. We watched the man lay on the back of the end zone with the ball in his hand. He about took it out of his hand and gave it to the Miami touchdown.
Yeah.
That's how the game ended.
Yeah.
It was the oddest thing.
Yeah, that's it. That Virginia Tech game.
Yeah. Like they were just laying down on the ground. Like it was, if anything, it was an incomplete pass. They was on the back of the end zone. The boy took the ball off of him. Touchdown! What kind of crap is that? They laid down for 5 minutes, took a nap with the dinner.
Why you can't?
Let me get that ball. I'm like,
oh, hell no,
man. Playing patty cake. Oh, this game going on. Let me get the ball from you. touchdown. An hour later. I'm sitting here like, then they go back and review it, show him he ain't got the ball, he laying there. Oh, give me that. And they had to come up with something like, oh, we ain't never seen this before, but we got to make sure Miami be undefeated. They did that as long as they could to Georgia Tech, smacked them in the mouth. Then they came right back, got smacked in the mouth again. They still was going to put them in the conference championship. They were doing everything they could to put them in the conference championship. And you know what was gangster? Let me show you that what was gangster. They wanted to put Shador them in that Alamo Bowl so bad. Well, they know that they could have went to either the Alamo Bowl or that one out there in San Diego, the Holiday Bowl. And they could have put Miami versus Colorado. They could have, but they said, oh, Alamo Bowl got the first bit. But they could have, because, you know, technically,
right.
Right?
Right.
And I don't know if they want to risk that, because that would have been a better matchup.
I think they were chasing that money then. Coach Ryan wanted that money back then.
You know what? I'm going to say something that just hit me upside the head. Colorado didn't really care to play against BYU in that conference game.
Yeah.
They didn't really care. They wanted to play somebody different. They didn't want to play. There was nothing. They wasn't excited to play a conference team in the Holiday. That defeats the point of going to bowl game. If it didn't count, like they played them in the conference championship, they probably would have played them differently. But here they playing them in the Alamo Bowl, and they're like, we're finna play them next year. Like, this is just a conference game. It was nothing to really play up to. They would have played Miami differently. They would have played Miami different.
That would have been interesting.
That would have been interesting. Shador would have played different because he was going against Cam. Right. The whole thing would have been amped up. The boys would have played different. Like everybody amp up against Colorado. Colorado would have amped up against Miami. They wouldn't have been caught sleep because they would know, oh, this is the thing. This is like the Super Bowl. They would have got more viewing in that little piece of stadium they would have played in than anything. They would have sold out in 3 minutes. Because that little middle school stadium they would have played in over there at San Diego State Stadium, the soccer field. But it's a little soccer field. But you know, I don't know what was going on. But at the end of the day, that story was just as artificial as can be. Because you really think about it, at the beginning of the season, nobody cared about Cam Ward. It's not like everybody was excited. Nobody even knew who he was. We knew he was a good quarterback because we knew who he was. But for y'all to like flip, like, oh, it didn't work out with Beck. Oh, so let's throw all our coins behind Cam, and let's just push this thing on through. And we're gonna get them to this conference championship. They lost to Georgia Tech. They stayed in the top 10.
Yeah.
At that point in the season where all them teams was fighting for the top 10, you don't play all them close games with non-ranked teams in the beginning of the season, and you stayed in the top 5. You almost lost Virginia Tech, a non-ranked team. You almost lost. Usually when you almost lose to a non-ranked team, it used to have some weight, especially you got all these teams you trying to figure out who are undefeated. Yeah, you know, you ain't gonna stay in the top 5. They stayed in the top 5, and you know, they were gonna get them boys in that playoff, man. All they had to do was win. They were gonna get them boys in the playoff because the narrative had to fit. The glove don't fit, you must quit. They wanted that glove to fit. Cam, they want that Cam. They had him right. They like, boy, you gonna be in the Heisman race. We're gonna get you in this conference championship. We get you in the playoff. Boy, we gonna look like we really doing something. But you got the first round draft pick. Like, think about that. Old boy won the Heisman in the LSU. He didn't win anything else, but he won the Heisman. And he was the first draft. Like, he came out of nowhere, but he put crazy numbers up. He ran for like 5,000 yards. He threw for like 5 out of nowhere. And then he went and did it in the NFL. Like, whoa, this dude just came out of nowhere. Right? He just had an excellent season at the right time. Cam Ward didn't win no Heisman. He wasn't even close. He didn't win no championship. So what you really saying? He the number 1 overall pick? That's what I keep saying. Like,
Yeah, but yeah, I think Shador should have been that number 1 overall pick when you look at the whole totality of the past NFL draft. When it came to all the quarterbacks that was in there, they talked about Shador for 2 years. The only reason why they talked about Cam Ward to me because they saw him in the film and the workout with off Newton. Yeah.
well, let's say he wasn't. Let's say he wasn't the number 1 overall pick. Let's say Cam can keep that. You said the numbers don't lie. If he wasn't the first best quarterback, he should have was the second one.
Yeah.
You made sure that you want to be real stupid with that thing and put him like the 7th, 8th quarterback.
Yeah, that's kind of wild right there. They wild out.
You put him behind people we didn't even know how to pronounce their name. We're like, yeah, that boy. One that Louisville. Yeah, him. The one that skipped the ball off the ground at the thing. Come by.
Yeah. Somebody do all the same.
Like he rolled the dice.
Like you shooting
that's how we still recognize. Yeah, that dude that was he was up there and now he at New Orleans. Yeah, him.
Yeah.
So, yes, his name Snuff. Yeah, him. He better than Shador. Shador, who was breaking all the records and doing all the crap and doing this and all that. He better than him. Yeah. Dude. Nobody knew who he was. The Saints still don't know who he is. What's our quarterback name? S. Sled, Slew, Slide.
Oh yeah, no.
That's how you know what I'm saying. That name don't even look good on the back of a jersey. Like who gonna buy it? Slow.
Kind of slow.
Boy, he better with a name like that. He better put up some lot of numbers, cause nobody want to buy no name with slow on the back. And then if you get an ugly, if you get another slow, slaw, that's even worse. Look, if you get a bad number with it, he like number 13 with slaw. Man, nobody buying it. I want to see who's gonna buy that jersey.
Yeah, it's gonna be really.
I get me a Shador jersey and go to the Saints game.
Dog. That's how you feel. You gonna rub it in their face?
Hey, this is what everybody should do. If the Saints, if they really was gangster, they all go get a Shador jersey and go to the Saints game.
That gangster there.
That'll be real gangster.
That real gangster.
Yeah, like especially they go to losing. Cause you know they mess around and lose to the Falcons a couple times. They liable to do some stuff.
Yeah, y'all should have got to do it.
And they more than likely gonna lose to the Falcons because Pennett's gonna tear they behind up.
Yeah, oh yeah. You can tell how they gonna go. And now New Orleans, they gonna tank this year. They want to lose. They trying to get that quarterback from LSU because his dad, the offense coordinator.
They gonna wear them paper bags on their head with the eyes and right on the forehead.
Yeah. But look here, Greg.
On the helmet.
When training camp started, which quarterback? I asked Miss Phillips and Uncle Steve this on Tuesday. I think it was Tuesday. I asked, which quarterback is under the most pressure to perform well during Cleveland Browns training camp?
It gotta be your little boy Gabriel.
To my Dylan Gabriel, the 3rd round draft pick.
Man, he in a bad spot, man.
Why you say him though, Greg?
He in a bad spot.
What kind of bad spot he in? He was a 3rd round draft pick.
It's like he like the middle child. Nobody wanted him.
Hey, dude, didn't nobody want him?
Nobody wanted him.
Okay, I give you that. But the Cleveland Browns,
all the teams.
The Cleveland Browns went up and got him.
Yeah, because they was trying to make Shador jealous or something. I don't know. It was like, who wanted him? Nobody wanted him.
Okay. Dylan Gabriel is under the most pressure. All right. Do they want him to succeed?
Probably now they do.
All right. You got to tell me why. Why you think that?
Because they don't want to look dumb. You already talked about they wasted a pick. Now they gotta hope he do good. I don't know who think this stuff through. I really don't.
Yeah, it don't make no sense, man.
because like you pick a dude that nobody checking for. The whole NFL don't even want him. He was gonna be a good XFL quarterback. What's some XFL teams your boy just played from Colorado? Just won a championship.
Who?
You know, your boy that receiver that nobody was checking for him. He don't win a one XFL. It's not XFL, UFL, whatever. He don't win a championship. Used to be XFL back in the day. He don't win and won a whole championship. Nobody even knew he was playing.
I don't know who that is.
The big receiver from last year. It came out. Jaden number he was number 4, I believe.
I don't know who that.
The year before the year that we were came out. Jaden Antonio.
Okay,
I saw him working out with him. Man, I went and won a whole little championship.
Max said Javon Antonio.
Yeah,
I didn't know he was playing on that.
Yeah,
I didn't know he was playing.
They were putting out. They didn't know he was still playing. All his teammates was amping up like, yeah, because that's what Gabriel supposed to be. Gabriel supposed to be over there, tearing them up over there, looking like a doggone All-American. That's what he supposed to be at. He'll look good over there.
Wow. That's crazy.
Well,
I ain't
Gabriel go over there look like Michael Vick.
So you think you're up under the more pressure, other than Kenny Pickett?
You said who?
Kenny Pickett. You think Dylan Gabriel got more pressure on him than Kenny Pickett?
Yeah, because nobody want Gabriel. But like nobody want Gabriel, but the GM and that little girl Mary Kay. That's like the only people in the whole. That's the only people I heard like want it. And that one dude that always.
Why you crazy? I ain't talking about no man.
I'm talking about, like G Bush come on now, and G Bush be like, yeah, Shadua.
She the only one talking to my face.
No, the other dude. I don't know the other dude names. Every time like
Tony
G Bush, one of them say, like, yeah, Shadua made a touchdown today, but what about Dylan Gabriel? That dude. That dude. That's his name. That dude. He like to do it in New Orleans. That dude.
Tony Gabriel, man. I mean Tony G, man.
I know G Bush name, but I don't know him. You know what I'm saying? Like
Tony Grossman. What I said? Oh boy. Oh man. What is it? Ain't nobody talking about him but Mary Kay and Tony Grossman.
And the other dude.
Oh boy. All right, man. Let's switch this thing over. We got 30 more minutes. Let's talk about Colorado football team. Coach Prime went to the press conference. I don't know if you saw it or not. If you saw it, what you think about the press conference? It was good to see him. I'm glad he's healthy. Looked like he got his walk back and looked like he got his talk back, and it's gonna be interesting to see. Yeah, it's just gonna be interesting to see. So what you think about the press conference on yesterday?
He getting his juices back flowing, and because he didn't know he could do it. He just got on the stage and showed out. But I did a video. I think I dropped it yesterday. About I've been saying this. Colorado gonna be a scary team, man.
Yeah,
they're gonna be. When I say they're gonna be more scary than people think. Them boys there working out like it's a joke. Last year they were clowns. Like they dancing. Yeah, every time you're like, come on over here and work out. They cut the music off.
Yeah. These
boys here clowning on the workouts. Like they don't get tired. The linemen looking like DBs. The linemen got abs. You see, these boys showing out. Linemen used to be fat boys like we talked about last year with like North Dakota State. I said, boy, they got them little chubby linemen like they got beer kegs.
Yeah.
Our linemen showing their definition and stuff. They like, like big old linemen. I'm like, big old linemen. Since when they do that? They showing the cuts in their legs. Like linemen ain't got no cuts. I said that's why I said these gonna be some athletic linemen.
Big Barnes lost about 50 pounds. Look like Barnes done lost about 50 pounds.
All them boys is chiseled. They moving good. Like he said, them boys ain't had no hamstring pull or nothing the whole time. And when you look at the athleticism, that's what they were missing. The linemen was tripping over themselves last year, looking goofy. The doggone tight ends was Smalls was falling all over himself. He ain't gonna do that this year. They just look way more athletic. I played ball, man. And I'm telling you, I'm looking at them. I've been on SAR team, I've been on good. And when you have fun at practice, these boys can't even go home for the summer. I know I used to go home for the summer. These boys, they go home for a little bit, come back, they'll go back. These boys is happy. They just is like, all that running around, boy, y'all happy? They is as happy as a peacock.
Yeah, they like Coach Wade, man. Boy, like Coach, but they like each other.
Like each other.
Yeah, they like each other.
Like each other. I'm telling you, you can tell. Because I got better stuff to do, man, than be around. You can see it in the attitude, man. They making it. It ain't fun. They making it fun. That mess gonna transfer over on the football field when the game is fun. When you playing it and it don't feel like a game. When it's second nature. I'm telling you, it's gonna look different. And then I saw them go down. It's Seaton went down there. Mata, McKinney. I don't know why McKinney looked short compared to them when he was standing up. I know he's supposed to be tall, but I saw a little picture and they all standing up by each other. And I say, that's scary because there's no big eyes and little U's. There's no, that's Shadua and Travis. They all like this, even though they different heights. When you look at them, you see one. The team is gonna play like a one this year. Everything we said last year about they don't play as one. The last 2 years, they gonna play like one team. Cause I look at how they practice and just the energy they give off. They look like a team,
right?
And that was been their downfall,
right?
The first year, definitely, they were falling all apart. The coach was falling all apart. They were falling out of each other. And we didn't find out till the doggone documentary. I knew something was going on. It's like you blaming on like Shadua. It's going to be blamed on Shadua anyway. It's going to be blamed on really Shadua, not even Travis. When they have a better year, which they're going to have, they're going to say, see, that's what happened when you don't play daddy ball. Go ahead and time stamp this now. I'm going to go ahead and get ahead of the bozos, y'all. They're going to say, well, when you ain't got to play daddy ball, look at the difference. So they ain't going to have nothing else to say. They're going to say, that's what happened when you get rid of the son making all the decisions. Look how the offense moving the ball. No, look at the offensive lineman who you can see the calf muscles. Look at the offensive lineman. Why they fed on the offensive lineman?
Now, the person that stand out to me, I agree with Matt. Yeah, how big Stoudemire don't got, man. Chills he done got.
He was always
he was nice up, Greg. He ain't never looked like this though, Greg.
No, man, I told you this.
No, Greg, I understand. I heard you. I heard you last year. I heard you 3 months ago. I heard you 2 weeks ago. But I just saw yesterday Stoudemire again. I said,
I told y'all he was gonna be a grown man because y'all was picking on me. I said he needs to step down in that box. Like, oh, not Stoudemire. I said he gonna be a grown man by his last couple years in college. This man played as a freshman. He got torched all over the place as a DB. You brought him back as a safety. I said, man, that man gonna be a grown man by his last year too. Cause he is like, what are you afraid of? He already big. He's just a baby in his head. Sometimes you that big in your head and you don't realize how big you are and how he realized how fast he is. He realized how big he is. Now he a junior. He in the weight room looking at himself in the mirror. They like, I'm a doggone man. I ain't no little boy.
Yeah, it be dude, bro.
I ain't no little boy no more. I'm a man now. Y'all ain't finna run over me. That's how he looking at himself now.
Yeah, he'll be dude, bro. He'll be dude. Now, I want him to play like a big dude. I want him to play like,
because he always was a hitter.
I want him to play like one. I haven't seen the play on the field that match his size yet.
He gonna play like a grown man,
and that's what I want to see.
He gonna play 2 years. Come on now.
He ain't played like no. What I want to see.
It ain't about what you want to do.
Yeah, it is too. Yes, it is too.
It's about after you played as a freshman, you unsure yourself. You play
as a sophomore. You like, I get that part.
This last year. As a
I get that part.
In a senior, you like, man, this ain't nothing new to me. I already know what to expect. he was a baby in the brain. He couldn't really focus on look how big I am. He was still unsure of himself. He's not gonna be unsure of himself this year. I'm telling you now what I know.
That's what I want to see.
You gonna see it. He gonna play some wood. You gonna be wishing he was at linebacker. Because I'm telling you, as big as he is and as fast as he is, all it's gonna take is for something to click. And he gonna be the new Shiloh out there. Pow!
Oh
Pow!
yeah.
See, Shiloh had that little animal in his head.
Yeah.
This big.
Yeah.
In his mind,
that's what I want. That's what I want. I just call it Stoudemire.
I can't say that Stoudemire gonna be a Shiloh because I don't think he had that mentality.
He ain't built like that.
But I do think that once he realized how big he is and really he ain't no longer the freshman. You know how they say when you a kid, I mean, they say when you a baby elephant, you tie a rope around his ankle and tie him to the fence. And he might be trying to pull it when he's a baby, but once he get big, he still think he a baby. He don't realize he could tear that fence off. But in his mind, that little fence can hold him because you've been holding him like a baby because he don't realize how big and strong he is. Once Stoudemire realize I'm not a baby no more, that's when you're gonna see it. I don't know what point that's gonna be. I don't know they're gonna be the first game, the third game, but it's gonna happen at some point. He gonna realize
they gonna need him on that Georgia Tech game. Cause that matchup that's gonna be kind of tricky.
Georgia Tech. Let me tell you how you beat Georgia Tech.
You got to be Philly.
Scheme.
True.
It's on Rob Livingston. He got the talent. They're more talented than Georgia Tech. I'm just gonna tell you that now. Georgia Tech only gonna get you when they sneak up on you. See, they caught Georgia at the end of the season. They think they looking ahead. You got injuries. You probably ain't playing certain people. You trying to preserve them for the playoff. They trying to figure out should we lose the game or win the game so we don't play in the SEC championship. They had that kind of stuff going on in their head. But Georgia Tech wouldn't have did that to Georgia on that first game, like how they did Clemson that year. They just beat Clemson to sleep. Clemson wanted to quit the rest of the season. Georgia wouldn't have did that to Georgia. So Georgia Tech playing Colorado the first game. Colorado would thump Georgia Tech. They would thump Georgia Tech.
I hope so.
They gonna thump them. Because I'm gonna tell you who ain't gonna play with them. Salter ain't gonna play with them. You see that old mortician face he got?
Well, you need to stop, boy. You need to stop that.
That's a dangerous man. He got that mortician face, boy.
Hey, but I'm a dog, bro. You can't do that to my dog.
Salter walk around like a mortician, boy.
You can't do that to my dog, bro.
He ain't playing no games, man. I'm telling you. Salter ain't playing with nobody.
That man, but he don't. Hey, Greg, he don't smile. He don't joke.
He ain't like a mortician. Mortician, man, he can't do nothing. Mortician can't go on no dates. Mortician, hey, man, this is off topic. I had a guy. I was in high school, man. I kid you not. I was in high school, and the dude was a substitute, right? And I'm looking at this dude. I'm like, something's off with this dude. Something's familiar. I ain't know, in Atlanta they got this place called Donald Trummer. They take all the black people out. Donald Trummer mortuary because
Yeah, I know. Yeah, he got about 3 of them all over Atlanta.
Yeah, cause they was. So I saw this dude. I'm like, this dude look familiar. He's a substitute teacher. He couldn't fit in. He like lurch in regular society. He's like subbing, but he's a mortician. And I saw that dude outside of there. I said, I knew that. And you can't do nothing as a mortician, boy. You just look like you don't belong in the public. That's how Salter look. Salter look like, man, I'm just here to play. I'm just here to play football. He gonna beat the mess out. He gonna beat the mess out of some folks. That mortician face. I'm tell you that now.
But
what his brother look like.
Yeah. I really man. That's a big old quarterback Georgia Tech got, big dog.
I got a net flying around in my office. Look, they got a big quarterback. But I'm gonna tell you, they gonna hit him in his mouth. Because they know he was
I don't
coming.
want them to go out there and play like they played Kansas and BYU on the deep. They ain't want to hit now. They got to want to hit. And
This is
this game,
different
they
group.
gonna have to hit, bro.
This is a different group. You talking about
I don't
last?
understand that.
You sound
Yeah.
like that dude. What that kind of dog that dude was? Puppy dog. The dude that used to be here last year. Talking about last year, and then George, then CU came in, and then he disappeared. You remember that dude used to have on your show? Puppy dog.
Puppy dog.
Dog and dog. Whatever his name.
Ooh, that law dog.
Small dog. I mean, big dog.
Man, no, not law dog, bro.
You remember he was like, talking about, last year. And I'm like, this ain't last year. Last year. That's what you sound like. You say last year. This is a whole different group. We ain't going to hold them accountable for what them boys did last year. Because these some animals this year.
Yeah.
They going to hit.
I think if they smoke Georgia Tech, they should have a good way until they play Iowa State. I don't know. Everybody keep telling me about TCU gonna be pretty good, so I ain't looked at them right now.
Look here, man. You know why I know Georgia Tech in trouble? Somebody just kind of said in the chat. You got Morticia. You got Morticia Salter. He gonna have a game. It's like he gonna have a breakout game. Mark it. Salter gonna have a breakout game. He gonna ice his position. Everybody's talking about, Coach Prime. Like, I don't know who's gonna be starting quarterback. He gonna set the tone so hard. He gonna have one of them Shador TCU type games. He gonna set himself up for a Heisman run that first game. Think about who is this dude? He gonna run for like 3 touchdowns. He gonna run for like 3 touchdowns. He gonna throw for like 3. It's gonna be one of them type of games. He gonna just step on the gas. Watch what I tell you. Because, see, this was Georgia Tech. This is why I know it's going to happen. Because Georgia Tech quarterback want to play a similar game. But he don't have the arm talent. But he can run the ball. And he don't have the wit and the speed and the agility. He big. But he don't have just the vision that Salter had. Salter has some vision. When you watch his film, man, the holes that he finds, he's just sneaky.
I know.
He find a hole that ain't even there.
I watch a bit
on the field, and you looking like, okay, he a quarterback. You run at him like he finna slide, and he didn't keep running. Unless you know he in the end zone. He be like, I just thought he gonna slide about 30 yards ago. He just keep running like Forrest Gump. He just keep on running. He run all the way through the locker room. He run through the band. That's how he
look like he don't even be running that fast. Look like he don't be running that fast.
That's the problem. That's why everybody be thinking, if he finna slide, he ain't running hard. And he just keep on running. He be like, oh, shucks. He running for real. And it's too late. He looked like he finna run and slide. You know what I'm saying? But he just keep running like, hold up, this fool for the shit is actually trying to score. It's elusive. So you got a guy like that who, and he really don't get hit. He's elusive enough to take off. He realizes it's a big old football field. I'm gonna find the seam, and this is why he's so dangerous in this offense, because you gotta respect Colorado receivers.
Ooh.
You can't sit up there and be watching Salton or Marion Miller running down there, and Juju Williams. And you went and got big doggone Brown, Sincere Brown. Well, y'all better have a safety back over top. Like Randy Moss. Y'all better have a safety over top, and y'all better have a corner on him. So y'all ain't gonna be able to stack up the box like that. Because so when he gonna catch you, that's what they said, meet. That's how they were doing us, like that boy did in North Dakota State, meet. That's how they do us. Everybody gonna be running for their life trying to get Omarion and Sincere Juju. They're like, oh, so they is not finna head top me and all that. These DBs gonna be shook. And they gonna forget, oh boy is running. While they chasing after them, oh, so he's not finna. And then Salt's gonna be running by. Meet. Oh, shucks. He ain't throwing, he running. That's what makes him so dangerous. Because if you don't pay attention to him, he'll run.
Right. Yeah, he will.
Hey,
He'll
too
get out
much
there now.
attention to him, he gonna throw 4 touchdowns because
Yeah,
he got elite receivers.
he does.
He got elite receivers, just nobody know it. They talking about what you lost last year. I'm gonna tell you right now, this receiver core they got this year probably is 2 times better than what they had last year. See, Travis was just like 3 receivers in one, and they couldn't cover him to save their life. But when you look at it, they got way more weapons this year at receiver than they had last year.
I agree.
They got a mature Omarion Miller. They got a 6'5", whatever, Shazier Brown running a 4.3. You got Gibson, who's the equivalent of a Jimmy Horn, if not more.
Right.
You brought in a Juju Williams, who is going to do better than what Shepard did. He's going to do what we wanted Shepard to do: go up and get it, go make plays. So you already got more weapons. And we ain't even named Farrakhan. We ain't named, my boy.
Isaiah Hodge,
You ain't named Harge. You still ain't
Draylon,
named the other Miller. You still ain't named your boy Cam Michael. You still ain't. I said Juju, just JoJo. I'm calling everybody Juju.
Yeah, JoJo. Yeah, they telling that wide receiver, brother.
They got more people now.
And you got Caleb Mathis.
You got the talent that we had. Kind of like an underlayer. It's an underlayer of the depth that they got. And so when Coach Prime get up there, it's a you got to be careful with Colorado, man. I don't know what people watching. You got to be really careful with Colorado because they got something that. Let me give you an example. Like, okay, old boy coming back to Kansas State. He was dangerous, right? Little Sunshine up there at
My quarterback.
Little Sunshine at Kansas State. But he only really had 1 or 2 receiver weapons. He only had 1 or 2 receiver weapons.
Right.
Ain't nobody, we ain't seen no real running quarterback. Now, you talk about Georgia Tech. They only usually have 1 or 2 receiver weapons. Like Singleton gone. They went and got the boy from FIU. But they don't have the weapons. This boy is a running quarterback with a slew of weapons of all sizes and speeds. And we ain't talked about the tight end room he got.
Right.
He got way more weapons than Shador had and a better offensive line.
Yeah.
And nobody see it coming. They don't see the tsunami coming.
Yeah, just like Max said, well off, I ain't even filmed him yet. He don't even film him like they used to.
Because Bucky don't be there. That'd be
Yeah.
somebody else. But you could tell when Bucky there because the style of the filming is different.
Right. Yeah.
But what you do see is some boys having a really good time. Training.
Yeah,
they like each other. And it's going to translate. They're going to be a better team. There's no big eyes, little U's. And the consistency is going to be there. You're not going to have a team where they, what I didn't like about Colorado over the last couple of years, even last year, the real highs and lows. Like, oh, we looking for the team that showed up at down at UCF. And we're looking for that UCF team to show up. And, you're looking for that team. But this team going to be a lot more consistent.
What you think about the defense side?
I think that the defense is going to be just a solid defense because they have some nice depth pieces at DB. They got more depth at DB than they've had the last 2 years. Like, we really was one player getting hurt away in the defensive back room last year for having a problem. Hood stepped up and made a difference. But if Hood had went down, we were shallow because we had already lost Hodge.
Wow.
And he coming back this year. So you got a lot of depth in your defensive back room. Your front, your trench is gonna be tight. They're gonna be athletic, they're gonna be aggressive. You already know you had the best pass rush Most of them coming back this year. So you're going to be number one in pass rushing again for anybody who dare to try to throw the ball. Your linebacker core is a lot more athletic this year. Last year, they had 2 left foot and bunions on each one.
Yeah.
And they sit up there. You know they did because they talked about Bentley got bad feet and all that. They were talking about that.
Yeah, bad.
Like,
Yeah.
Going. Bentley is hurt. He can't run nobody down. And you only really had 2 linebackers.
Right.
And then you brought in little Wester, and we went, why he ain't playing? You brought him in, but that was it. They brought in 2.
I like the linebacker room they got this year.
They brought in 3 linebackers this year.
Right.
On top of the young guys who was there last year, like Goldberg, and then you brought in Montrez Walker. Don't sleep on Montrez Walker. People don't know Montrez Walker.
Got JB still there now.
JB there.
He much older.
But I think he'd be more of a specialty linebacker.
Like on the goal line?
Well, just more so like blitzing packages, kind of like how we thought Benton was going to be. I think he's more, because he do know the defense, and he has been there. So now you got the depth, because you need those specialty linebackers. All your linebackers not the same. You do need your third down, because that's how Georgia Tech used to do. They bring in 3-4 different series of linebackers, 2 at a time.
I remember you telling me that.
He'd be like, Dawn, who are them? They all lean and long. Well, guess what? Colorado got them lean and long linebackers too. So, but I said don't sleep on Montrez Walker because, he big as them.
He big. He big dude.
And he getting that baby fat off of him. You see his face?
Yeah, I seen him.
But he's known to hit.
Oh, he's a hard hitter.
He ain't known for coverage, but he known to hit. So now you got that, you know what I'm saying? You got something to play with. You ain't making people have to be something they not. I ain't got to make you be the coverage guy. You go in and hit somebody.
That do make sense.
So, that's where they are. I mean,
but who gonna play that? Who you think gonna be at that opposite side? DJ McKinnon at that cornerback. That's the key thing to me.
They got man.
You got RJ Johnson. Now I like Teion Park. I really like him. But still you got RJ Johnson too. And they done brought us some more players that I haven't checked up on for a defensive back either. So we got Preston Hodge.
I think RJ Johnson, he played like he did in the spring. He should be in there.
Okay. Yeah.
But you just brought in some transfers that you got at least a couple of them, which is good for depth. Because these boys, we saw what happened last year. They pulled hamstrings, they have shoulder and knee injuries and all that, you got all those different things going on. So you need to be at least 2 deep on both sides, not no one playing both sides. You want to be 3 deep, and I think they're close to 3 deep.
Yeah,
I think they're close to 3 deep with what they brought in, and the same thing in the safety room. I think they're close to 3 deep because they brought in Love. Branch. I hope Branch eat his Wheaties. I hope he eat his Wheaties.
Yeah, that bad boy. That's it.
You put him in Scott Moore out of the big boy package.
Talking about
Big Love from Auburn.
I said to ask you about him, man. You see how big he is?
They both big.
That boy, that big. That boy. He came in big.
You know what I'm saying? He big boy. He came from Auburn. They believe that he was eating. So
Miss Kate got a question. She want to know how will the special team going to be this year? With all them new athletes they got, they should be good. Exactly. You can put them defensive backs out there, some running backs out there.
They got to get on the field.
Yeah.
You see, and somebody put they put the linebacker group in there, but you notice they didn't put Montrez Walker in there. See what I'm saying? That shows you the depth because Montrez Walker is probably the youngest one in that group.
Yeah, he is.
But that's a good thing. That's a good thing that they ain't really had, especially that first year. They really didn't have it. And we tried to get it last year, but Trevor Woods didn't pan out. Jeremiah Brown didn't pan out. I told y'all we needed that depth. No, who gonna start? I said, you're gonna need that depth. When people bunions go to acting up and stuff, and turf toes and all that, you need that depth. They gotta sit down for a game or two. You know, so you don't want to run nobody off. Now, I don't know what I know you say they don't add another porter. I don't know what that's gonna do. What you think gonna happen with that?
I ain't seen nobody went in there. It's too late to jump in that portal, bro.
Oh well, you shoot yourself and you know you ain't finna go get no spot.
Yeah, exactly.
You about to be like Shador trying to get this starting spot.
Exactly, man. Ain't no need doing that, man. You know, yeah, it ain't no. I don't know why they opened up another port. They voted up there for 30 days, but they did.
You say Davis. Yeah, they had some sleepers come in those corner spots. So
yeah,
you know, that's good. That's a good thing, man. Because, but I mean, come on now, that's cornerback. You know, ankles and knees and hamstrings and shoulders. Man, we watched 4 receivers go out in the Kansas State game.
Yeah, they the whole game, big dog.
They were faking like they were going out. I was going out for real. So you got to be on point. You got to have that depth.
Yeah, they definitely got to have that. Like I say, football is a physical game. People get injured. When you look at the running back room, you satisfied with the running back room with Charlie, Michael, Trackhawk, and Dallin Hay.
Then you're gonna mess around and go out there. You got to go back out there to TCU and all that heat. Man,
Yeah.
you gotta go down to Texas. And you got no Travis Hunt out there this year to play 500 down.
No, you don't.
So,
You don't, bro.
Gotta have some rotation going on out there. They didn't have to worry about that.
Yeah. I think they're gonna have a good season, man. I'm expecting them to have a good season this year. I don't think it's gonna be no fall. They should. I heard Coach Ryan, he said the winner, he believed the winner of the, I think this is what he said. If I ain't mistaken, this is what he said. He believed the winner of the Big 12 gonna have 2 losses this year.
Yeah, I mean that's been basically what he's saying is they're gonna beat up on each other.
That's what I said, dog.
I mean, because he already seen what happened last year. But I get what I know what he was trying to say when you talk about the fact that because that came behind the whole comment about, you know, kind of along the line of, do you expect the Big 12 to start getting some respect from these other conferences? And he kind of was like, yeah, we got some good teams. You know, he basically was saying we ain't like these other conferences where you got a couple teams dominating and everything else slot. Like everybody is competing, you know, because some conferences, you know, a couple of the teams beating the mess out of everybody, gonna see each other in the championship, 2-3 teams, and then everybody else is just, you know, barely win 4 or 5 games.
Right.
So they beat each other, but in a different way. So basically what he's saying, we got high enough quality where even our top quality and our mid quality is not far off from each other. So either y'all gonna say we all suck or we all good. But I think, you know, what Arizona State did, they put some respect on the conference name, because so whoever leave out that conference better go represent them well in the playoff. So you won't be like, oh, y'all just the best of the worst. Whoever leave out that conference and you win the conference championship, go represent well in the playoff. And then the rest of you go represent well in your conference games. That's why I don't like when they made, you say Colorado came from the Pac-12, but when you put Pac-12, when you put Colorado versus BYU, you got them beat on each other. They already beat each other up the whole season. They need to go beat up on some other conferences. Let that go. They're here now. Let them go beat up on Miami and Syracuse and all that, so you can get some respect on your conference. Don't do that mess no more, because it's wasteful. You know, they was at Pac-12, but that's over with. Let it go. Get somebody else.
I think they got to do it like this one more year, though, Greg.
Yeah, but they need to go and find out going Oregon State or somebody.
They got a contract. They got a contract for that.
Yeah, but they need to go get Oregon State, one of them outside the Big 12 teams that is Pac-12, because there's other ones. You stay at UCLA. I know a lot of them then make the they meet the mark, but that's what it need to be. Go get somebody who's former Pac-12 but not in the Big 12. Because you mess around and have these people play each other, and they just played each other, and you talking about a contract, and you mess around and Colorado don't play BYU and be playing each other again in a bowl game. Nobody gonna be excited about that. This is just a conference game. It means nothing.
Yeah, I gotta get into you on that. Yeah, they can fix that.
Yeah, I mean they're like in one of those other Pac-12 teams.
Yeah, I just hope Coach Prime will start out right. They start out hot, especially against Georgia Tech. I think I'm going to that game. I know. Matter of fact, I know I'm going. And
You getting let out the house? Is it on a Friday? It's on a Friday?
Yeah.
You got let out?
Yeah, I got permission. Yeah.
Golly, this is New Year.
Yeah, it is, baby.
We must be going with you. Y'all must be going on a date together out there.
Nah, she ain't go. No, we went last year. She didn't want to go to the game. She had to do her paperwork for school anyway and get a grade. She didn't want to go to the game, so I went out there by myself. I went to the game by myself, but she an Alabama fan, so it is what it is.
So you got to go to Alabama games?
I'm about to go to 2 this year.
What are you playing at?
I know we're going to the Alabama and Georgia game in Athens, and I think she mentioned the other night Alabama Auburn game. I'm taking Sky High.
Where that's gonna be at? Auburn.
Yeah.
So
Alabama. That's in Alabama.
You gonna go see Hill Green, huh?
Yeah, Hill Green. Yeah, that's the only reason I said I want to go. You have to go check on Hill Green. Yeah.
Yeah, you see, you getting a sneak.
Yeah. So we'll go there and see that. But I know what I'm gonna ask. But oh yeah, when Coach Brian said something about Byron Leftwich, I wonder what that's about. I wonder why he ain't joined yet. Because at first they had introduced him when he first got there as a coach, but now Coach Brian said he want him to join. I hope he rethink that thing. What do you think that's about?
I thought he said that and Mike Zimmer.
Yeah, he did. He did say Mike Zimmer. I thought he was a part of the team.
It might be one situation they ain't signed. Like y'all talking about all up in Cleveland, everybody, he might then never do the paperwork. All of them been procrastinating on signing. It was official, but not official. I mean, but he's not a big deal. He's not a big deal.
Yeah.
He's overkill. But it'd be good if he's trying to get in position to be the guy for next year. Right. I don't know if he's trying to lead doors for what can open up. Yeah. Because I don't know. Leftwich, he probably looking for other opportunities and kind of like, kind of hanging on.
Probably, yeah.
But it's not a big deal for Leftwich to come in. Because you got so many offensive minds. Think about it. He probably thinking like, shoot, I got to deal with Pat Shermer and Marshall Faulk. And that's 3 offensive minds who gonna want their way.
You can't forget about that tight end. The tight end used to be the offensive coordinator at Jackson State. That tight end coach.
He probably don't step back a little bit. But you got to think about them minds and egos got to really be like, because all them used to running the show. Marshall Faulk probably, he about ran his team when he was on it.
Right.
Tell the quarterback the plays.
Right. I heard that.
It's going to be, it's a different type of situation going on where, it's not a big deal Leftwich come. I just thought he was trying to position himself for next year, but because they have a good season. Prime already know they have a good season. He already knows Schumer going back NFL. And so is
the
coordinator.
Yeah, he gonna lose both of them, man.
Right, but he already grooming. Because I feel like Hilo will be a coordinator. Seems like he want to be a coordinator. And it's like he'd be a good coordinator.
Right.
Because it's his mindset and how he's probably looking for opportunity. And if you don't give him opportunity, somebody gonna get him. Cause you saw he don't bounce around.
Yeah.
So why would he stay just to be a regular guy?
Shit, you got George Hilo too.
No, I said Hilo. He gonna, these
Like,
guys.
he been everywhere. He been everywhere.
Yeah, so if he don't get opportunity, somebody gonna offer him opportunity. So I think he next up. Somebody said I'm going. I don't know, man. I don't know what I'm gonna be able to do this year. I got little family stuff going. I was gonna try to
Man, come to Georgia Tech, bro.
My birthday like 2 days after that.
That's your birthday present, big dog. I think my brother hit me up. They say he might come out there with. He think about coming. He said he talked to his wife. I said, man, be nice.
And I got so much other stuff going on. I don't know how this season gonna go.
You don't go to that one? Not one?
No, I don't know if I'm making it because nothing is coming close, and I don't know if I'm able to get out there. Because Georgia Tech come here in the next year. They gonna
they don't get. Oh, they do.
They alternate, so they're gonna play Georgia Tech for 2 years, at least 2 years. So they're gonna play Georgia Tech.
Colorado coming to Atlanta.
They're coming to Georgia Tech next year. So that
thing, Coach Ryan still there. That gonna be off the chain, boy.
What do you mean he's still there?
But Cleveland finna get ready to call my dog. What?
You went from Dallas to Cleveland.
Hey, he say he going. Shadua ain't on Dallas.
He said both his sons gotta be all his sons.
Diallo is a undrafted free agent, man. Send them boys to six.
They might get him a contract at the Bucks. He might get him a contract.
Well, you don't know. Hey, just sit back and watch how this thing played out. It's a beautiful thing.
I think he gets about 3 years as Shadua starting to come out of his major contract. They might use him to leverage, where he go after that 3rd year.
Yeah. It's gonna be interesting, man. It's gonna be an interesting. I can't wait till it starts, man. I just want them to win this year. I want Coach Ryan to at least go 11-1 if they lose.
Everything gonna be based off how they use their depth pieces. It's like you're playing chess. If they keep healthy, because it go back to health. The wrong man go down. So you got to play your pieces the right way. Because wrong man go down at the wrong time.
Don't they have 2 byes this year?
Yeah. That's how their schedule set up.
Yeah.
So I don't know. My biggest concern for him is he be healthy. Because I don't know what he
I want to be here. Yeah.
I hope it wasn't no stroke or nothing like that. It's possible you're dealing with clots.
Yeah, I read that.
I know that's a high risk, clots. That's basically what it is. And I hope he go get with some folks who really know this medical stuff. You need to go get with Rochelle T and them. Their switches diet up or whatever, man. You can get rid of blood clots, man. That's diet. That's the only way you're gonna overcome it is diet. No medicine gonna control that the right way.
Right. Yeah. But he looked good yesterday, so
he looked good because he gonna make himself look good. He gonna look good in front of that camera. He gonna hold himself up, but he also,
I'm talking about walking wise. He wasn't left.
Oh yeah, he actually walked better. Right. He looked like he ain't had no limp or nothing like that. But just he don't lost a lot of weight. But yeah, he actually walked good, walked better than he have in a long time.
Yeah. All right, Greg. I'm gonna get ready to get out of here, man. Go ahead and wash, man. But appreciate you, man. Get your last word, and we out of here, bro.
Y'all know what it is. Greg said it. We'll be here Thursdays. I'll be out on Sundays. What I got going on? 2:00 on this Sunday. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, drop some content throughout the week. And we're gonna keep it all the way real. So I'll be seeing y'all. I know some of y'all in the chat. Y'all new to Greg said it. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button.
All right. That's Greg Center. Y'all go ahead and follow Greg Center. He come on every Sunday at 12:30 or 2, 2:30. He come on at 2 o'clock this Sunday. 2 o'clock this Sunday. Y'all check Greg Center out at 2 o'clock. All right. Don't forget tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. I'll be with Money Man. We'll be doing what we got to do, and I'll be back later on that night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Once again, you watching Sports Talk. We'll be watching along with Greg Center. Greg, appreciate you, buddy. Have a good night, man. A good week.
All right, y'all. Have a good one.
Now, especially with the revenue share.
I wish it was a cap. Like the top of the line player makes this, and if you're not that type of guy, you're not gonna make that. That's what the NFL does. So the problem is you got a guy that's not that darn good, but he could go to another school and they give him $500,000, and you can't compete with that. That don't make sense. And you're talking about equality, not equality, like equal. I guess it's equality. And all you have to do is look at the playoffs and see what those teams spent. And you understand darn near why they're in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. It's kind of hard to compete with somebody who's giving $25-30 million to a darn freshman class.
Right.
It's crazy. We're not complaining because all these coaches up here can coach their butts off and give them the right opportunity with the right players and play here and there, you'll be there. But it's what's going on right now don't make sense. And we want to say stuff, but we're trying to be professional. But you're going to see the same teams darn near at the end and with somebody who sneaks up in there. But the team that pays the most is going to be there in the end.
So
the problem is, what people say about me doesn't affect me. You see, in this world, there are two kinds of people. Those who bark and those who bite. The ones who bark, they're the loudest in the room, always talking, always trying to tear someone down with their words. But their noise is just that noise. A real man, he understands that words are cheap. Actions, those speak louder than anything else. So let them talk. Let them whisper behind your back, spread their rumors. While they waste their breath, you stay focused, you stay sharp. Remember, respect isn't given because of what people say. It's earned by what you do. In the end, when the dust settles, it won't be their words that define you. It'll be your legacy, the empire you've built, the family you've protected. So let them talk, because what they say, it doesn't affect a man like me, and it shouldn't affect a man like you.
So done.